It's no secret that Fortnite Chapter 5 failed in the eyes of most players. The community has been very vocal about their distaste for Chapter 5 when it comes to Season 3, the addition of bullet drop, broken items, etc., etc., and it left Chapter 6 with some very high expectations. This is genuinely such a fun season, besides a few things which I will mention, but I think Chapter 6 is honestly off to a good start and is a big step in the right direction from Chapter 5. First off, this map is downright stunning. The amount of detail and love put in is insane. The biomes are beautiful, I love the autumn biome, and the night shift forest is so amazing. Chapter 5 started off with 11 POIs, and this map almost doubles that with a whopping 18. The POIs are so diverse as well, and the only two that seem kinda similar in my opinion are Hopeful Heights and Masked Meadows. Canyon Crossing is easily my favorite POI on this map, and I absolutely adore the layout. There's a few issues considering you can just fall to your death. That's great. I really liked Whiffy Wharf, Seaport City, and Masked Meadows as well. Almost every single POI was really good in my opinion, besides Bird and Shining Span. As a matter of fact, why is the bridge even a named location? This place sucks. Even throughout the season we got multiple map changes, like the Pickle Factory, flooded frogs being unflooded, and the bridge being destroyed but coming back literally a month later. To be honest, this is easily one of my favorite maps of all time, up there with Chapter 3, massive improvement from Chapter 5.
He was special.
The loophole this season is actually really good. First off, I have to mention this, hit scan finally returned.
We'll be there.
The assault rifles are good, the twister is insane, especially at the start of the season this thing was broken. Epic did nerf the fire rate and the damage a tiny bit, and it's in a much better spot now. The Fury is mid, at least in this loophole. I'm sorry, but I don't think a base no-scope AR will ever compare to a scoped assault rifle. It's just not fair. I don't know why they would bring back the Ranger, that is such a weird decision. The Ranger has always sucked, every single time it has been in the game. It's like at that point, why even have the Ranger in the game? The shotgun meta is also better than Chapter 5 Season 1, I would say. The pump shotgun isn't horrid. The auto shotgun doesn't tear people to pieces like the Frenzy, which is actually really nice. The Oni shotgun is actually pretty underrated and is very similar to the Ranger. I like it, but it definitely does not compare to the Sentinel. The two SMGs are good, but the Precision is always going to be the obvious choice due to its scope. There was a suppressed pistol, but let's be honest, no one cares.
We do not care.
Also, before I get into the other items like the mobility, healing, yada yada, I want to address the unvaults. One thing I like about Chapter 6 unvaults is now that bullet drop is gone, they don't need to completely redesign weapons to be compatible with mods and bullet drop. With that though, unvaults this season were really wacky. We had the hunting rifle and the lock-on pistol. Okay, cool. I don't know why they had to ruin the hunting rifle, but it's fine, you know. I like the shield keg unvault, great healing item, and then we get some really interesting unvaults. The railgun hasn't been seen in like 3.5 years, so that's awesome. The railgun is such a good sniper, and the fact that it can shoot through walls is really something. There was one other unvault this season which I really want to save for later, but I'm sure you know what it is. The mobility this season is actually really good. The masks are a really cool idea. The fire mask is not very good. It just doesn't compare to anything, but it's actually a cool idea. It has a slow attack speed at the cost of high damage. The Void Mask is literally just an Ender Pearl, but it actually worked really well. It's not too overpowered, it takes skill to use to its full potential. What a great mobility item. Epic finally win a season without a broken melee mobility item.
I'm retiring. For good.
Listen, I'm all for wacky and fun melee items. It's fun, it looks cool. I want you to look me in the eyes right now and tell me this thing is balanced. Not only does it have an extremely quick main attack with high damage, but it also has a secondary slash that does 90 damage and sends people flying.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
I don't even know what happened. For the first month of the season, this thing was not annoying at all. And then suddenly around Winterfest, some switch just flicked and people began spamming it like it's no tomorrow. I have fought so many people that literally refuse to pull out a gun. They will just run up, dodging every shot because this blade is so fast, and just slash you off a hill. This is fun, right?
This is fun. Are you having fun?
Of course.
And Eminem, are you having fun?
Listen, some people are probably going to think I'm a hater, and that's fair, but someone has got to say it. I thought the fists were unbalanced. I thought the jetpack was unbalanced. The Typhoon Blade puts them all to shame.
Coward. We have a new world to conquer. You make me sick.
Leave me alone, please.
You think this is funny?
In a cosmic sort of way, yes.
Well, Mr. Funny Man, is this how you get your sick kicks?
I don't know who thought it was a good idea to bring back the repeater rifle. First of all, people did not like wilds, and the repeater rifle was one of the major reasons people didn't. We should bring it back and not nerf it.
Of course!
Not only does it practically aim for you, doing 40 damage for splash, but it also has like 6 shots before you ever need to reload. If someone is sitting on island, and you are below, you might as well just dig your own grave, I'm gonna be honest. Matter of fact, if someone has even a slight height advantage over you and starts spamming the repeater, just pack it up. Epic, just please stop bringing back the most broken and abysmal weapons and then not nerfing them. That's literally all I ask. The repeater rifle is not skilled. It shouldn't be in the game. End of story.
I don't want you here, and I don't want you here!
They finally brought back the kinetic blade. Elite movement, by the way. This thing is great. And then they gave it durability.
Why are you the way that you are?
I don't see the point in adding durability when the kinetic blade already has a trade-off. It's good mobility, has charges that you need to use very wisely, along with durability. Why would you do that?
But you can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrificed?
When it comes to the new features this season, Epic did an amazing job. The boons are such a cool concept and remind me a lot of augments. The abilities they gave you were not that broken either, but more so passive abilities that don't help you insanely in a fight. Great concept, great execution. I wouldn't mind if they stayed in the game forever. The sprites are actually really good too. The water sprite is very similar to a shield keg, but I would say better considering it insta-heals for about 30 health, plus more over time. The wind sprite is just alright. Not something you would carry, but rather use when you find it. The earth sprite is such an amazing addition. It's very rare to find them, but when you do, you can exchange any weapon for a random guaranteed legendary item. It was a high risk of getting something like a Fury or Surge Fire, but high reward with the chance of getting a Gold Twister or a Sentinel Pump. The new movement is pretty cool, especially the extended mantle, but the others are very rarely impactful. Even when it comes to medallions, this season saw a major improvement. The invisibility medallion was locked behind a loot island rather than a specific POI. It doesn't force you to land at any specific location for a better chance. This medallion was pretty insane, but I'll cut it some slack considering you needed to defeat Shogun X, an insane boss, in order to get it. It's a very tedious fight and puts you at risk of extensive third partying for a high reward. The only other medallion was locked behind Dojo with another tedious but not too hard boss fight. The medallion isn't that broken, which also doesn't practically force you to land here. The mythic weapons were really nice at both locations with the mythic Twister and Blade on the island, while the mythic Void Mask and Precision were at Dojo. The ability to turn into Godzilla was cool, and I'm glad he wasn't too OP. I like that whoever did the most damage was awarded with the Godzilla medallion and the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher wasn't that crazy, but definitely enables for some cool clips, and the Godzilla medallion is literally just a reskin of the Cerberus medallion, which I'm honestly glad only lasted a couple weeks. Epic did an amazing job with the new mechanics, and I hope they keep this stuff up, because it's always nice to have. Honestly though, the loot pool was really good. I liked the base weapons, hit scan is great, of course. The shotgun actually does damage, and the Void Mask is amazing movement. I'm gonna be honest, from my perspective and other people I talked to, from the start of the season to roughly the end of Winterfest, this season was a solid 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. Once that was over though, the rest of the season was just littered with Typhoon and repeater spammers. Neither the Blade or the repeater rifle got nerfed majorly and really bring this season down for me. With this, I gotta bring the season down to a 7 out of 10. The reason I only bring it down by 2 points is because everything else is extremely solid. The loot pool is amazing, the map is gorgeous, medallions were improved, and the mechanics are great. My only real issues were the Typhoon and the repeater, as well as a few stupid unvaults.
You disgust me. How can you live with yourself?
The last few seasons, especially Chapter 5, Season 3, 4, and now, have had movement items with broken melee attacks. In my opinion, that is not how movement should be. Movement in Fortnite is best when it has 4 to 5 uses, a cooldown to replenish those uses, and a mid-melee attack. Take the hammer, kinetic blade, and the grapple blade for example. They have charges that when used have a cooldown before coming back. They are good solely for mobility, and the melee attacks make you either easy to kill or do minimal damage. We don't need durability, we don't need broken melee, we need this. While this season has flaws, major flaws at that, I still see improvements from Chapter 5 in many areas. It's a step in the right direction, and honestly, I'm all here for it. Give us more of this, but without all of this. I'm extremely excited for the future of Chapter 6. Everything seems extremely promising, but honestly, only time will tell. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Anyway, have a wonderful day.